Best wishes students. In 12th standard chemistry, metallurgy chapter is going on. In the previous sessions, you have learned about the concentration of ores, extraction and reduction. So reduction is the important part. In today's session, we are going to introduce the thermodynamic principle in metallurgy. Why we are introducing this? Up to the reduction process, we have converted the mixtures of ore into its metal oxides. Now, it is in metal oxide form. This should be converted into required metal. For example, if it is zinc oxide, it should be reduced into zinc and oxygen. To carry out this reduction, Gibbs free energy term, the thermodynamic principle, that is the delta GF naught, standard Gibbs free energy change, is introduced. Why this term is introduced? Because if delta GF term, the Gibbs free energy change, is positive value with high temperature, the decomposition occurs easily. But it is too expensive. So instead of that, if we use reducing agent, it will reduce the cost a lot. This thermodynamic principle tells what type of reducing agent is the best, because the reducing agent must be the stable one. It has some properties. That is, the reducing agent should not reduced or by its own, or it should not combine with the metal oxide. Once again I am telling, the reducing agent which you choose must be the stable one. It should not combine with the metal oxides or stay with it. It should not decompose by its own. So, through the thermodynamic principle, we are going to choose the suitable reducing agent to reduce the metal oxides into metal. So this can be understood by the following explanations. Introducing of thermodynamic principles of metal in metallurgy, the Elegam, the person Horace Elegam, in 1944 he introduced this term, that is Gibbs free energy term. You already studied in the 11th standard thermodynamics. This equation is a very well-known equation to you. Delta GF naught is equal to delta H naught minus T delta S. So we know that the delta GF naught gives the spontaneity according to its value. It tells the feasibility of the reaction, whether the reaction occurs or not. So see, delta G is equal to 0 means the reaction is at equilibrium. If the delta G value is negative, it means the reaction is spontaneous and it is a feasible reaction. If delta G is positive, it is a non-spontaneous reaction and the reaction will not occur, it is not feasible. And suppose if it is feasible means it's very slowly happen and it is less stable also. So these considerations are introduced in this metallurgy. So Elegam diagram means it's a Elegam, he gave the graphical representation variation of Gibbs free energy change versus temperature. Why? Because of formation of various metal oxides. So he draw a plot and the plot gives this type of plot he occurs, a straight line. Here temperature, he taken the temperature as x-axis and the Gibbs free energy change in a y-axis. And here a straight line occurs with a delta S slope and delta H as a y-intercept. This can be applied in a metallurgy. See, you are having metal oxides here. This should be reduced into metal and its oxide. For this, already I told, automatic decomposition means it take a lot of expenses, required more money. In order to reduce the money, we should choose the reducing agent. So here reducing agent we can choose carbon. So carbon has the capacity to convert into carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. And carbon monoxide also has the capability or consume oxygen to convert into carbon dioxide. So carbon, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, both are the good reducing agent. But you should select which one reduce the which metal, that you should choose according to the thermodynamic consideration. So according to the thermodynamics, we know that del G is equal to del H minus T delta S. Delta G is change in Gibbs free energy. Delta H is enthalpy change. And T delta S, T is a temperature in Kelvin. Delta is the entropy change. For an equilibrium process, Elegam related the delta G naught with the equilibrium constant K. And this delta G always varies with the temperature. So he made a plot against delta G with temperature. Consider this graph, students. This graph is observed from the Elegam diagram only. See the delta G naught F in a y-axis, temperature in a x-axis. Here the graph for carbon conversion into carbon monoxide, that is carbon consumes oxygen, convert into carbon monoxide, and the middle parallel line, this parallel graph to the temperature is carbon convert into carbon dioxide, and the next graph is carbon monoxide consumes oxygen to convert to carbon dioxide. These three graphs we are going to analyze now, because see, listen, the middle parallel graph takes the value of delta G is equal to 0. It means that is in a equilibrium. This graph shows that the reaction is in a equilibrium. The carbon consumes oxygen and convert into carbon dioxide. This reaction is at equilibrium. So only it possesses the 0 value. And below the delta G is equal to 0, below the 0 value, these part become negative. These part become negative, and above the 0 this part become positive. So below the delta G 0 it is negative value, and the above the delta G equal to 0 it is positive value. Below the negative it is spontaneous, above the equilibrium it is a positive value. Below the equilibrium it is negative value, it means it is a spontaneous process. Above the equilibrium means the reaction occurs, it is a non-spontaneous process. See, each graph we should explain like this. First, note it as A, B and C. So first graph is A, second graph is B, and the third one is C. So first A part. A part, which graph is A part? This one, isn't it? Carbon convert into carbon monoxide. See here, carbon is a solid. It consumes oxygen and convert into carbon monoxide. Here I balanced with half, and we may use it as a 2 like this. Also we can balanced. See, listen, delta Ng is going to calculate it. Delta Ng for that is delta N for a gaseous molecules. Number of moles of product minus number of moles of reactant. Here number of moles of product is 1 and number of moles of reactant is half. 1 minus half is a half. Here number of moles, half moles increased. Half moles increased in the product. Say oxygen half, it is increased as a carbon monoxide. So number of moles increases, randomness also increases. Randomness also increases. If randomness increases, the entropy increases. Entropy is a delta S. That is also increases. It means, so you apply in the delta G naught F equation. So here, see students, temperature increases, it get positive value. Entropy increases, it get positive value. So positive plus positive, it is positive, but the whole TDS term become negative. It means the delta G naught F is equal to negative value. Negative value means the reducing agent is more stable to reduce the oxide. It can easily reduce the metal oxide. So the reaction is spontaneous. So that only we get this type of graph. The graph like this. Negative slope. Straight line with the negative slope. We get this type of graph. Before considering the B part, you should remember that entropy in solids are very less because the molecules are tightly packed. The molecules are tightly packed, so the movement is restricted. It means the randomness decreases, so entropy also decreases. But in liquid, it is loosely packed, so there is some movement. But in gaseous molecules, they are far away located, isn't it? They move each other. There is a randomness is high, so entropy also high. So among these three, solids have very least entropy and the gaseous molecules have high entropy. Remember this. Consider the B part graph, students.